All right. Hello, Cities Skylines fans. I'm Socksway Up, and welcome back to How to Get Started in 2021 with Cities Skylines. Last episode, we got our high school unlocked. We got that laid down. We got some parks going. We also got the ability to build highways. And as I left you last time, I said I was going to let the game run for a while. I did. It was about 5 minutes. We got up to $161,000. Our weekly income is about $4,500, so that's pretty solid. I also paid off the second loan and took it again to give me a little bit more money. As I was watching the game play, on times 1 you can't really notice it as much, but on times 3, we built this highway, we've extended it, but nobody has any reason to go on this overpass here and go through the highway down into our city farther. So that's the first thing that we're gonna do, and then we're gonna get to some public transportation and potentially a park. We might build a park on this episode. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna pause it because we're gonna demolish a few things here. We're gonna bring this back to here. Then we're gonna open up our roads. We're gonna go to our regular highway. And we're going to bring it in about 700 and then go up one. And then we're gonna come back on the other side and do the opposite. We're probably gonna have to fix those power lines. Let's take a look at that before we continue on. Yep, we got those connected again. But now this gets us at the height that we're gonna want to be all the way across here. So again, we just did this in the last episode, but we're gonna do it again. We're gonna demolish some of this and rebuild it. And we're gonna come in here with the 3-lane highway to begin with. And we're gonna attach those up. And what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna take the 2-lane highway. I'm gonna upgrade these ones, and then we're gonna grab our off-ramp. We're gonna grab it right there. That's not gonna work, so we're gonna have to back that up a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of those. Let's get rid of that and get the 2-lane going back a little bit farther. And then we'll grab the off-ramp, and we're gonna go about like that. And what that will do is it gives us this turn lane only into the off-ramp. And potentially, if we really wanted to, we could come in here on this last node and we can upgrade that to be 2 lanes. Now they have an option to go either direction down there and a single lane off the highway. So let's go ahead and back these out. And we'll get this going a little bit farther, and we can figure out where to upgrade these in a second. And by upgrade, I mean we will turn some of this back into a 3-lane road after we get the rest of this going. Let's go back to here. We'll do our 2 lanes again there. Get rid of this. Grab our off-ramp. Do something like that. And then make sure the roads are going the right direction. Those ones are. These ones are not. Too steep to increase. What? Sometimes the game's a little silly with that stuff, so we'll just go ahead and do it this way. And there we go. And that's gonna be about it to get that up and running. It's not the prettiest, but again, we're not going for aesthetics. Is that the word I'm looking for? We're just trying to get this to be a functional city. So now at this point, now that we're back onto the highway, instead of having these 2 lanes blend in together, we're going to upgrade this back to be 3 lanes here. So again, 3 down to 2, doing some mathematics there, but still no one's going to use this yet. So we're getting close. We're getting close. We're going to do another highway here, or another off-ramp here. But first, I want to take this small road that we built, and we're going to extend this because we want to potentially encourage traffic to encourage cars to use more lanes and get to the other side of the neighborhood in different ways than just using this main road by the highway. As you can see, cars are already doing that. We're going to do the same thing with this road, but this one's going to have another one of these off ramps. And let's get the highway over here. And we'll look at that. We got plenty of money. We're still making money as we go. So what we're gonna want to do here is get this lined up as much as possible to be able to connect to our curve that we created. But here we have a nice underpass of a road. You can see it's not going to connect to the highway. It's going to be just a nice pass through. We potentially could use that for our bus routes in a few minutes. So let's go ahead and we're just going to recreate these. We know the idea that we wanted there. So let's go ahead and go out to about right there, and we'll curve on over. We'll try to recreate that as much as possible here. And I'm not gonna stick with that one. Not a big fan of that. And this is kind of why I let the money build up, so that I can take my time and make some mistakes here. Figure out exactly how we want it. That's not too bad. Let's upgrade the roads to go the right direction. And then we'll want to look at the off-ramps here. And these are going to be a little more challenging to make look decent. Again, this is where the mods and Move It and things that I'm sure you've read about that you can use really come into play. But that's going to work perfect for what we're doing. And let's go ahead and upgrade this to be 2 lanes. And that's not going to let us this time. So we're going to have to back that out a little bit. Come here, go about that far. That should give us that separate node there. Nope, still not going to do it. Let's try this approach. That still might be too steep. And that doesn't mind there. So we got that 2-lane thing going. We probably want to recreate that on this side as well. So let's go ahead and do just a little road. That's not the direction we want. Let's go like that, and then we'll back this out and see if we can find a spot that makes it happy. Oops, that's too much. And that will do there. Pretty ugly. That's pretty ugly. Again, functionality. Ha, stick with me here. Stick with me here. All right, so now let's look at our demands. We've been building for a while. We've given these people a reason to use these exits. They are using it. That's going to spread out traffic. This area is going to be a little bit busier because of the industry. But let's go ahead and take a peek at these roads here. We're going to pull this out to about right there, and that should line up perfect. So now we're just extending the city with a little bit of money to play with. Plenty of money to play with. At some point, we probably want to transition into more residential over here. So let's go ahead and extend this section here. Make sure we have water coverage. We don't have to be perfect with these, especially anymore now that we have a good surplus of money. That's going to allow us to play around with that a little bit. And the other thing I wanted to do is potentially, we might have to fix some roads, but I wanted to make these bigger here. And you can see now, I'm not really having to worry about demolishing any buildings since we didn't zone in that area. We are able to just come through here and just upgrade things. We have our fire station we'll have to move. Let's just move it right there. And some of the industry is going to go away because we made the mistake of zoning there. But now we have a nice big road. And yeah, I had a feeling one of those was going to be upset about that. Let's pause that real quick. We'll upgrade that and we'll fix this off ramp. Let's see if we can't get it to be happy with us. Too steep everywhere. So let's go a little bit like that. And then we'll upgrade that road to be 2 lanes afterwards. Oh boy. This is some fancy highways. Let's come out like that. That worked out pretty nice. Let's go like that and then down. And it's not the worst. It's not the best. And this is where a guy who plays with mods is really missing Move It right now. All right, let's start that back up. So now we have more lanes, more opportunities for people to drive around. And we probably wanted to do the same with this one. Probably did. Same problem there, so we'll have to fix that one as well. But we're upgrading these roads to be larger highways. What are these called? 6-lane road. Just getting ready for some of the growth in town. Long term. And it also gives a nice look of, you can see from here, which ones are the main roads. And I think that looks nice. Let's demolish that, and space is already occupied. So for whatever reason, the highway decided to allow itself to be on the road. So we'll have to fix that, which isn't too bad. Wow. Game's being a little picky there. We want that to be the 2-lane anyways. There we go. Now we'll upgrade these ones in the middle like we did last time. Back that out like so. Back it out a little bit more. And this was taking a little more time than I anticipated. But that's all right. And there we go. So you can take a lot more time with these builds and make them look a lot prettier. Again, I'm just trying to build some of the, show you guys some of the functionalities of the game, not necessarily make a pretty city. We got a series coming out soon on Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm going to build a pretty replication, highly modded, highly detailed replication of Phoenix, Arizona. Keep an eye out for that. That is coming soon, like I said. So we got the highway done. We wanted to do that expansion. We're at 3,700. So the next milestone is 4,800, which gives us city policies, city planning policies, tourism specialty, oil specialty. We're not going to do that now. We're going to take a look at some of these roads. Let's take a high view here. And we're going to take a kind of peek and watch traffic a little bit and think about where we want to put some of our buses. All right, I was not satisfied with these freeway exits. I've been playing around with them and have remembered a few things that I used to do before I played modded. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to finish these exits a little bit nicer. And you can see that already looks 100 times better. So upgrade that. We're gonna make sure our lanes are the right way here. Looks like this one needs an extra lane. Can't change to that type because it already is that type. There we go. That's a lot better. They're not completely even, but I don't think every city's that way. So let's go ahead and do the same here. With the road being curved, it's gonna be a little trickier, but we will get that figured out. We're gonna say we want to come from here and go straight in like that, and we're gonna do the same over here, and we're gonna go up, and we're gonna do the same over here, get a little bit of an angle going like so, and then back out, go up like that, and then we're gonna take the curved road and not go so fast. Click on the curved road, single exit, and that's kind of ugly. Get where that one can fit. That one in there, and like so. And we just got one pretty hideous one that we'll probably want to redo. And we'll come out this way here. We'll go straight in like that, and then we'll go back to curved roads from about right there. And here we'll upgrade this to the 2-lane because that'll make the game a little more happy with our decision, as you can see. And then we'll take a peek at all of the mathematics here. Upgrade that one. And we should be pretty good there. So we hit play, we should have more cars using all the different highways, and this one looks a lot better. This one's a little more challenging because of the curve of the highway. Not too bad. Again, this is where, you know, Move It comes into play, mods come into play, and you can be more patient than I am and get these exits to look a lot better in vanilla. Not my strong point, but we're gonna keep going. And like I said, the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna grab a bus depot. I feel like this is a good spot to add it. This is our main, or our road that doesn't have a freeway exit, that just sneaks into the back of the, take you back and forth from the residential area to the industrial area. And now we want to take a look at our bus routes. So we're going to go to transportation. We're going to come over here, find the bus line, and we're going to go by this commercial area, and we're going to go a little bit of ways from the intersections. So this is a little commercial area here. Let's plop one right here. We'll have them come around through that road, and we're going to come into this neighborhood and add just a few stops in the neighborhood. And then we're going to come back up to this area here. We're going to sneak our way back in, and we're going to come across, potentially start building out here. And we're going to get this line into the industrial area. Try to keep these as far away from intersections as you can. Sometimes you can't avoid it. We're going to come back up to right about here, and we'll get this lane to connect. So I wanted to avoid having the bus go through the freeway exits and on-ramps, and that's a good way to do that with this bypass road there. We could also do a smaller loop in this neighborhood, give them opportunity to, whoops, did not want to do it that way. Let's start it back here. We'll come around, pick them up here. We'll cut through and add it into this little commercial area. But then this one's just going to loop back and connect. So they're going to be, residents can go shopping, but they can also maybe jump onto this bus stop if they need to get over to the industrial area. And we'll keep an eye on this. We'll get more people using this as time goes on. That's a quick little overview. And then also one of the things I like to keep an eye on with the buses, because potentially they will cause problems. Right now we have 8 vehicles on this larger one. But if we take a peek, we don't have a lot of people waiting. We do have 250 at this stop. Wow, so they wanted it. You can see our residents wanted the buses. That might take care of itself over time, but I guess we do need that many buses going around. Let's put it down to ×1. Let's take a look at traffic. Is pretty decent. We do have a little backup started at this exit. So let's take a look at our junctions. Under traffic routes and go to junctions. We're going to shut off the lights, the traffic lights there. We're going to come through a lot of these and shut off the traffic lights. We can do this in vanilla. We can make stop signs here, which will cause the people to stop and allow the main traffic to keep flowing. Oh, the game's saving. And we could also do the same here on the off-ramp. But we want to have traffic flowing as much as possible, especially early on when we don't have a ton of traffic in town. The stoplights are pretty pointless. But let's go ahead and make sure that they are stopping. It's the minimum we can do without Traffic Manager mod, or the maximum we can do really without Traffic Manager mod. And get out of this view so we can see normal again. Let's hit ×3. Let's let the traffic move a little bit and see how that does. So this episode ran a little bit longer than I thought. The highway gave me a little more challenges, but I think the design works out nice. We're gonna keep that elevated highway going all the way across the other island. We got a little bit of public transportation going for this small town. We're at 3,400 individuals, so it's growing. Next episode, we're definitely going to have to expand, maybe build a park around a neighborhood or park inside a neighborhood and get that going. But yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're enjoying this. Hope it's showing you a little bit of tips and tricks on how to get started to grow a successful city and Cities Skylines without mods, without any custom assets or anything. And look forward to the next one, and thanks for joining.